Hey guys, Czar here. Hope all is well. Trust you're having a good day. It is Tuesday, Twisted Tuesday, May 13th. Here's the daily frame for the three sisters. I dropped the small caps for now. Back to the NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow. You can see that the strong bullish picture here continues for the time being. We have another up day so far on the NASDAQ, an up day with a doji body on the S&P, and we have an inside day on the Dow with a bearish body for now. So a little bit of a mixed but firmish picture here, guys. Of course, it's expected that we'd have some kind of a rest here after a very, very big up day, explosive up day with a massive gap yesterday, as you know, yesterday being Monday. But we have now closed above key EMAs, all of my key EMAs, and starting to flip into a more neutral configuration. But we've also closed above key pivot areas here. In fact, 1, 2, 3 pivots, and that's important on the NASDAQ. A very similar, if not identical picture here on the S&P, and reasonably close, trying to match prior pivots here on the Dow. So this is a bullish picture coming in. We blew through 2 standard deviations this morning at 8:30 on the inflation news. And now we're kind of rounding over and pulling down a little bit with about 1 minute to go until the open. This is my trading grid daily 30-minute and 1-minute chart for the NASDAQ, which is my trading instrument of choice for those who are new, reading from left to right, daily into the 30 and then into the 1. Multi-time frame analysis, of course. Looking for alignment, or at least a story that makes sense, starting with the top of the picture and then moving down into the more microscopic movements of the 1-minute chart. I will bring you back, guys, after the 1-minute candle has formed and we have that 1-minute open range that will be set for the rest of the New York session. All right, guys, the 1-minute open range has been set and we are looking at about 29.5, call it 30 points on the NASDAQ, and approximately 7.5 points on the S&P. Reasonable, fair, moderate open ranges here on both, guys. Nothing for me to do, obviously, out of the gates here. You can see that we have this extended leg up into that 8:30 news. I'm going to adjust this zone marker up to those 2 equal body tops with that very big, wide-ranging candle and top wick. Actually, that top wick matches the bottom wick. So that's an interesting candle there indeed. Pulling back into yesterday's range, we are extended by all measures here up on the daily as well. That doesn't mean we have to pull back now very significantly, but I'll be watching for signs of either pullback or firming up, potentially longs or shorts, depending on how things pan out here. But nothing convincing either way here for me at this time. I would like to see how prices react here all the way up to there, guys. Big flurry of activity on the inflation news, topping, failing, grinding through here, putting in some volume and some transactional stuff. We have just bounced off of that, guys, and pull back in. It's only a 1-minute candle. This could absolutely rocket higher. Grinding higher here out of the gates, guys. Definitely some more buying interest coming in here. This market is bullish. But I do want to see how we act and react here. The one thing I don't want to do this morning here, guys, is to chase into this extended leg without structure to play with or to give me some frame of reference. There's nothing wrong with doing that, by the way. I don't mean chasing, but nothing wrong with taking a momentum move, a strong momentum move, but it's just not my style without structure here on the lowest time frame. There are a lot of profitable models out there, just not a lot of profitable traders, because model profitability and trader profitability are 2 very different animals. And so as you can see, guys, the NASDAQ has pushed up above this area for now. We've got 1 candle close above. See that there? But the S&P has not quite reached that area, that level, which is what, up here. Looks like it's catching up though. Alright guys, we're back, and you can see the S&P did not make it above here yet. You can still do that, of course, but has now faltered and coming back towards the open range for now. We're in a positive moving average configuration. This could be a retracement to continue higher. The NASDAQ back into the range of the big candle from the 8:30 news for now. Again, that could be just pulling back to get ready for a jump. We shall see. Just bringing out a marker here, guys. Do some measuring here for a moment. Stop below this shift candle and this prior pivot. A little double stop area, if you will. Watching the two sisters on another chart. Bottoming tail. All right, guys, buy stop order. Buy stop order right there. I'm only interested if we push above and break above. Otherwise, there's no deal. The reason I even have that buy stop order, guys, is because we did have a pullback here to the 21 on the S&P, and then put in this bottoming tail, quick turnaround. It's only a 1-minute chart, so it's all in context. With the relative firmness of the NASDAQ versus the S&P, if we can get the S&P to agree and align, then good things can happen. But as you can see here, now we are faltering, so this idea might become null and void, and that's all part of the dance. All right, guys, just watching here, I am encouraged by the time spent here above the 21, tagging it a few times, and I'm in, guys. I am in just like that. Nice little shift candle there. Some buying interest just came in, and now it's the waiting game. All right, guys, we're back. Just deleting this marker to keep things nice and clean. And target 1 has been hit, guys. You know the deal. That means the 1-hour all or nothing trader has left the game with full profits. And the 2-hour move stop to break even at 1 hour has moved their stop to break even because we hit 1 hour. Now we'll wait and see what happens to the rest of this trade. So why am I long here, guys? Well, starting with the daily picture, guys, of course, extremely bullish. Yesterday we had a massive explosive update with a huge gap, and now we've had a follow-through day, breaking the prior day's high, an up day with a bullish body. We had this extended move in the 30-minute chart into this 8:30 news spike, but then a pullback of much of that news spike action, a resting candle in the pre-market. So this market wasn't exactly going haywire and crazy. It rested for an entire candle, very narrow candle in fact, then came in, did a little jig here on the open, broke above the open range on the 1-minute chart into a cleanish traffic area, proved itself above that wick that we talked about where that arrow was over here, if you remember. 9 above the 21, nice orderly grinding, time spent pullback into the 21, into the 21, into the 21, then breaking it back above into session highs. We also had this interesting little move here, guys, that really got my attention on this pullback, even though the S&P hadn't made it above this area here, whereas the NASDAQ had. We had this little bottoming tail and then a failure to get back down below that again. And that spells participation and alignment, and then eventually confirmed the strength fully, for now at least, by breaking back above prior pivot and above that 8:30 news candle high. But this, of course, is the instrument of choice, really playing the lead here this morning. But everything about this, guys, including that shift candle here, spells alignment on 3 time frames successively and sequentially, and says toss the coin, call heads. And target 2 has been hit, guys, and so the 1.5-hour all or nothing trader has left the game with full profits as well. And there it is, guys, all 4 models fully profitable. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing afternoon. We'll talk to you soon.